Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to America Consultant Training Series, and this is part 2. I won't have a long intro because you very likely have seen part 1. If you haven't, I would encourage you to watch it. I will also link it up here. This is part 2 to America Consultant Training in 3 parts. So let's get into this baby. I have my pen with me. For part 1, I was asked to make notes, and I didn't have to make notes, and I don't like that. This time, I would like to actually get information that is noteworthy. So let's get right into the second part of the Mary Kay Consultant Training.
We're back, and we're back in my kitchen for video 2. So this video, we're going to talk about attitude, how to get your family on board, and what to focus on as a consultant every month, as well as, of course, you being a brand new consultant. So let's start with attitude. Okay, I personally think my attitude is my strength because I've been one of those people that have always had rose-colored glasses on. Now that can be bad when you're not looking at the real situation, right? But Mary Kay always said you can have a bad attitude and do everything right and still fail, or have a really good attitude and do everything wrong and still succeed. So I would rather you have a good attitude no matter what happens in your Mary Kay business. So I'm gonna give you some tips on how I have had a good attitude these thousands of years, I feel like, that I've been in Mary Kay, but it hasn't been thousands of years. I really use Mary Kay well, don't I? I'm over 1,000 years old. Anyway, but all the years I've been in Mary Kay, there's been some ups and there's been some downs. And the only reason I'm still in Mary Kay is because of my positive attitude. So one of the things that we have to learn in Mary Kay is that we have to love planting the seed as much as we love reaping the fruit of the seed that we planted.
Not her admitting that your journey will very likely suck, and that's why it's important to have a positive attitude. Otherwise, you will leave Mary Kay very quickly. That's a great start, great pitch.
And sometimes when we get started in any business, we're wanting results right away, right? You're thinking, okay, I just bought some inventory, I just bought the starter kit, you know, my husband's saying I need to start making money, I'm, making these sacrifices to work my Mary Kay business, I need to make money right away. Now, yes, I do want you making money, I do want you being successful. However, if you base your attitude based on everything positive that happens or negative that happens in your business, guess how your attitude's gonna be? You get a booking, your attitude's gonna be positive. Someone cancels, your attitude's gonna be negative. You get a sale, your attitude's positive. Someone says they don't like a product, your attitude's negative. You get a team member, your attitude's positive. Someone says they don't want to sell Mary Kay anymore, your attitude's negative. Guess what? That sounds like a roller coaster, doesn't it? And roller coasters are exhausting if you're on them all the time. So what I want to suggest is that you work to always have a positive attitude no matter what is happening in your Mary Kay business.
To me, this sounds like brainwash yourself into only thinking positive thoughts. Having good days at work and having bad days at work, I would say, is normal, and an overall positive outlook on your journey, on your job, on your life in general, I would say, I agree, is very, very important. But if what I do has mostly negative effects on myself, on my surrounding, on my finances, etc., then it is also okay to listen to the negative thoughts and to see how you can change the trajectory of your, in this case, career, how you can do that better, or if it makes sense to leave that career, and in this case to leave Mary Kay behind and do something else, do different tasks, or leave altogether and prep or apply for a new job. But I guess that's not the route she wants to go here. But it's okay to listen to negative thoughts and to understand that they might be there for a reason and assess it then, instead of swiping that away with a layer of positivity that is just you convincing yourself that Mary Kay is a great business opportunity And maybe success is not there right now, but it might in the future. It will very likely not come.
Because people want to join a team, people want to work with business owners who are positive and who make them feel better. And if someone's not satisfied with the product, do we get mad at them and upset because they were not satisfied with the Mary Kay product? No. We say, oh, I'm so sorry that you're not satisfied. How can I make this better for you? Do you want to try a different product? Do you need a refund? Do you want to do an exchange? How can I make this better? Because what happens is that for every one satisfied customer, you're going to gain more referrals, more people that want to purchase from you. But if you have one disgruntled customer, they're going to go out and tell 20, 30, 40 people that they went to this Mary Kay party and so-and-so didn't have fun and the consultant was pushy and they didn't give them the right product and blah, 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 blah. So we actually have a bigger impact when we have unsatisfied customers. So we want to make sure that our customers are satisfied because we're positive and we're always having a great attitude.
But people also want to work with people in MLM who help them to be successful. Having a positive attitude is great and everything, but if I'm not making money, then the best and the most positive attitude doesn't help me. That's not helping. And many times that is also the pitch. We're the most successful team. Join this team here. We can help you. We have all of the resources. We have the top leaders. We have the top income earners. But then on top of that, you need to keep a positive attitude, although your Mary Kay business might not be moving as quickly. If you need to purchase inventory, can get really, really pricey really, really quickly in Mary Kay, where you yourself need to purchase the products so that you're then able to sell them. You need to see a return on your investment rather quickly, or otherwise you will end up in debt very, very quickly. And positive attitude can only help so far.
Another thing that really helps me with having a positive attitude is remembering I got these two plants out because these are plants that my daughters planted in school. Now, Olivia planted the same seeds that Tatum did, but her plant hasn't grown yet. And so she might feel a little discouraged because she's planting the same seeds. But look, Tatum's is growing and it's so pretty, right? Well, she could choose to do one of two things. She could choose to either continue watering the seed. She could choose to continue to put it in sunlight, which is what we do with our Mary Kay business when we're following up with customers, being proactive. Or sometimes we just want to start over again. So she might decide that the seed is just not working. And that's also an option because sometimes we work with the same people over and over and over again. We're not getting results. Well, guess what? It's not that the Mary Kay business doesn't work. Just like we know that seeds, when they're planted, grow, right? It's that maybe those people aren't the right people for your Mary Kay business. So you want to make sure that you're not hitting up the same people over and over and over again, because you will get discouraged. You're going to say, nobody wants to book with me. Nobody's buying Mary Kay. Nobody's joining my team. Well, guess what? Those people aren't, and that's okay. But there's a lot of other people out there that will, because Mary Kay works. It's not that the Mary Kay plan's not working, it's that you need to just find new people.
If you don't make money, it is because of you and not because the Mary Kay business doesn't work. You just need to expand your network consistently so that you have new people to pitch to, new customers, turn those into recruits, and then take it from there. You need to consistently reach out to new people or your Mary Kay business is dying. And I don't disagree with the fact that you need to consistently reach out to other people, but there are also other things that can be really, really essential, that are really, really important, that can define if you're successful in Mary Kay or not. Think about the timing. When did you join Mary Kay? How many people do you know in your personal life? How well are you connected online? Do you already have a certain following? Do you already see market saturation in Mary Kay, in your area where you want to pitch to people in person or in general? All of these are really, really important things. And in that case, it doesn't matter how many seeds you plant when others are reaping the benefits. That has to do with a lot of factors and not just with you working a lot and reaching out to new customers consistently.
So become enthralled and excited about planting seeds and don't just look at the results. Another thing that's going to really help your attitude is showing up to meetings. So I just have to say that we have meetings here at the house if you're in Colorado. They're so much fun. And we also have some meetings at a local training center. And the meetings are where you are going to find your sisterhood. You're going to have the weeks that you're feeling discouraged. You show up to the meeting and all of a sudden you feel better. The meetings are going to be where you get training. We always say in Mary Kay is if you have a great week, the meeting needs you. If you have a bad week, you need the meeting. So you always need to show up. In the years that I've been in Mary Kay, I have never missed a meeting. There was a couple months during my divorce that I took off from having meetings, from holding meetings, to work on some personal things. But beyond that, I have always gone to a meeting every single week. I hold a meeting every week. Rain in, rain out. Snow, no snow. And if the weather's bad, we do a Facebook Live. If you're not local to me, I do Facebook Lives on Sunday nights. So this Sunday night, you can guarantee I'll be on our Facebook. I think it's even my birthday, but of course, you're watching this, it's not gonna always be my birthday, but this Sunday night is my birthday and I'm gonna still do a Facebook Live because I wanna make sure our out of town people are just as plugged in as our local people. But if you're out of town, I will find a meeting for you locally. So you can make sure that you get plugged in locally, you'll get training, recognition, prizes from your local director, and then I will still be here for you for coaching and training over the phone and on Facebook.
Do you actually get training and do you actually get coaching though when you attend those meetings in person or digitally? Because to me, it sounds rather like a tool to brainwash Mary Kay consultants who have to show up anyways. And if you don't show up, you don't take it serious and you need to work on your positive attitude. And if you had a bad week, then this can really help to lift you up. And if you had a great week, then this can help you be really successful and you can help lift other people up. It's also okay if you don't have the time, or like she said, when you go through personal stuff, to take time off. Sounds like a lot of pressure and not like a legitimate training.
So let's talk about how to get your family on board, because I have to tell you, that is a way to keep your attitude positive. Nobody loves it when they're struggling in their business and then you come home and you've got your husband telling you you need to quit, you've got your kids whining and complaining that you are going to your Mary Kay meetings, and you've got other negative things happening. So it's really important to get your family on board. Now, you can do Mary Kay with or without a husband, but it is very hard to do Mary Kay against a husband. However, I am living proof that you can do Mary Kay against a husband for years and still be very successful. Now, he recently is my ex-husband, but I still earned pink Cadillacs. I still made lots of money. And thank God I didn't give up my Mary Kay business. Because if I would have given up my Mary Kay business to make him happy, I would not be in the place I am now to be able to support my family as a single mom. And so it's so important that you do Mary Kay for you. But if you can get your family on board, you're gonna be even more successful, because they say a woman with a husband on board, or a man or a significant other, is gonna do twice as good. And I truly believe that.
We clearly see who the target audience is here, women, because we're talking about convincing our husbands that we can do this business. But this is overall not a great pitch here. I did my Mary Kay business against my husband's will, and I was successful, and now we are divorced. I mean, she doesn't say if the business had anything to do with that. I'm not going to speculate on that, to be with somebody and then to break up with that person, to have a divorce, especially when children are involved. That sucks anyway. This is not a great pitch if you want to convince people that it's important to get your family on board to do Mary Kay. Then you talk about your ex-husband. I do not have the slightest doubt that it is always easier to do whatever you want to do when you have your family's support, no matter what you do. And a spouse should never have to approve of your job, but you should have a healthy conversation. If you start a new business venture, an actual new job, an actual business opportunity, an actual business venture that could turn into your business. But in this case, I believe we're talking about a very, very invasive MLM opportunity that will very likely insert itself into your family and into your family life very quickly. In addition to that, in Mary Kay, you have to purchase the products yourself to then sell them. So you could lose a lot of money from the get-go. Mary Kay offers 90% buyback up to a year after you bought the products. If you cannot sell them, they need to be unused, the original packaging, all of that, you will not get 100% back. That is a conversation that one should have with their partner if you could potentially spend a lot of money on this business opportunity. This is not a normal, legitimate job in the way that you go into an office, that you work digitally, that you work fully remotely or in hybrid, and you get a fixed pay each and every month. It is expected of you to spend a good amount of money on the products. So that is financially quite invasive as well, and you should discuss that with your spouse if you have a spouse. And then you also throw those Mary Kay parties and the facials that she's going to talk about in, I believe, the next part. If you want to be active in the Mary Kay community and if you want to join the meetings she mentioned digitally or in person, that is time consuming. So you could lose a lot of time, or you could use a lot of time on Mary Kay, and then you could also lose and use a lot of money on this Mary Kay business opportunity. And yet again, that is something you should address and you should discuss with your spouse, because you want to work on this together and not against each other. And Mary Kay's income disclosure statement I showed in the last episode in part 1, the Canadian one from 2020, that was the only one I was able to find. It shows that most people in Mary Kay don't make money, but if they have expenses, then they will inevitably lose money. And you could have invested that money into an actual business, but no, now you do it in a business opportunity. So having your family on board, I think, is very, very important, absolutely, for multiple reasons. But it's also okay to listen to them if they have doubts or if they don't think that this is a great opportunity.
So just a little tip, seems very small, is you can put the newsletter on your refrigerator. So this is the newsletter. You're gonna get a newsletter every month as long as you stay active in Mary Kay. And something kind of fun is to put it on the refrigerator. Now, as you notice, I have plenty of other things on my refrigerator, but where everybody in the family goes to is the kitchen. You know that everybody's gonna eventually be in the kitchen. They're going to see the newsletter and they're gonna be like, oh, well, this month, Stacy was queen of wholesale and Marie was queen of recruiting. Well, it's kind of fun for your significant other to see that you're queen, right? And if you're not queen, guess what? If you have a competitive husband, he's gonna be like, oh, well, you need to be queen. Well, you can support me a little bit more and maybe I will be queen.
You will never be a queen when you live in the United States because you fought a war a long, long time ago, not having to answer to a royal family, or to not have a royal family be a part of that political system that you're involved in. So you will never be queen. And your significant other very likely does not care who these weird, random, strange people are on the newsletter. If you don't know them, if you've never met them in person, why would I care? I have no connection to these people, so why would that newsletter be interesting? Would be fun, it would be interesting if you were actually on the newsletter, yes, I get it, but I would like to remind ourselves of the income disclosure statement I mentioned in part 1. Most people don't make money, so you will never be queen of sales or of recruitment. And I would also like to remind ourselves that this is a consultant's training and we're talking about flyers on a fridge so that you can show your husband that you're queen.
Help me put those bags in the car, honey. Help me find some customers. Or maybe just watch the kids so that I can go out and do a party or a facial. So putting the newsletter on your refrigerator is actually very helpful for getting your family on board. Another thing that's very helpful is make sure that your children or your significant other help you count the money when you're done with Mary Kay appointments. Now, if you are single and you are a single mom, then you can actually have the kids help count the money. So you come home from a Mary Kay appointment and say, oh my gosh, I just made $100. So what do you think mommy should do with this $100? Now, of course, you're not gonna do everything that the kids ask you to do, but I would set up some kind of prize incentive for your kids so that you do something for them if they behave and they help let you go to your Mary Kay appointments. And at the end of the week, maybe they get like 10% of whatever you sold. You go take them out to ice cream, or you buy them a little gift, or you go do a mommy, daughter or mommy son date or something like that. You start giving them some of what you're making, and guess what? They're gonna be a little bit more excited for you to go to your Mary Kay appointments. The same thing with your significant other. If you're married or you have a boyfriend, guess what? Most men like 3 things: money, food, and another thing. And you probably know what that other thing is, right?
Sex, sexy time. So we're bribing our family. We're bribing our children with 10% of the meager money we made on a Mary Kay consulted party, and we're having sex with our partner so that we're allowed to do this business. Why do I have to bribe my family into doing a job, a business? Why are we doing this? This sounds very, very wrong. This is a glorious video, I have to admit. Then you're also counting money with your partner or with your children. You count the money after a Mary Kay event. Do you also count or list the expenses together with them and go through how much money you spent and how much money you made in return and what your actual profit looks like if you're able to make a profit? Because if you need to buy the Mary Kay products and you need to drive to someone's home and you need to invest in items to throw those parties, then that's also a part of your expense. Are we listing those as well? Do we also list the products we need to sell because we need to buy them? That's a huge chunk of money. Gas money to drive to the events, food or drink if you hold them at your own home, for example, if you throw a party at your own home. We should list all of these expenses. So counting money with your children and with your spouse sounds like more fun, but maybe we should also keep an eye out for our expenses, just for the sake of the business. What she's describing here is revenue and not profit. Let's say you're able to throw a Mary Kay party and you're able to sell something and you come home with $100. That is revenue, not profit. You need to take into account all of the expenses you had as well.
So could you do one of those 3 things after your Mary Kay appointment? Make sure they're fed. Make sure that they see the money that's coming in, and give them some extra love after your Mary Kay appointments. I guarantee you they will be fine with you going to do your Mary Kay appointments.
This is so toxic. Is she truly saying that you're supposed to f your husband or give him a whatever it is so that you're allowed to throw your MLM parties? Do we see a problem with that? Do we? Why do you need to bribe your partner with food, money, or sex so that you're allowed to do your Mary Kay business, so that you can continue to play with your Mary Kay business? I never, ever, ever asked any of my former partners or my partner if I can go to my job. And if they're okay with that, I will just, No. I never asked my partner if he's okay if I can go to do my job and to make money. This is Mary Kay, everybody. I'm actually speechless. Okay, let's see what else happens here.
Okay, so the 3rd thing I want to talk about is how to focus every month on your Mary Kay business with a tracking. And I don't have the tracking sheet directly in front of me, but you can print it off on www.mundy, that's M-U-N-D-Y, area.com. So it's www.mundyarea.com. And you go to tracking and contests, and she has a tracking sheet to talk about what you want to focus on per month. And we as an area and as a unit want to have everyone who's working their business finish the minimum of a perfect 3, which is 9 faces or 3 parties, 5 interviews, and 300 wholesale into the company. That's super easy. Just think, 9 people sharing the product, or having 9 people try the product this month, selling enough to place a $300 wholesale order, and sharing the product or sharing the marketing plan with 5 people. It's very easy, and when you do that, you'll get recognition in Julia's newsletter. The second thing is if you do the next level, which is perfect 6, 30 faces or 6 parties, 10 interviews, and a 600 wholesale order, you will also earn the Monday Area Jewel Pin, which is so pretty. It's so sparkly. I don't have it here to show you, but you're gonna want it, and you'll get that pin when you do that and you turn in your tracking sheet. You'll also be in the newsletter. And then it just kind of goes up from there. But what I want you to focus on this month is doing a minimum of your 9 faces, 5 interviews, 5, not 5, 5, and 300 wholesale. And if you want to bump it up a little bit, focus on a 600 wholesale order, and you'll get a special necklace, whatever the company's doing that month. Sometimes it's a necklace, sometimes it's a bracelet, whatever, for doing a $600 wholesale order. So before we wrap up, I want to give you one last tip on how to get these bookings, because you're probably thinking, okay, I'm ready to go. I want to do some facials. I want to share the marketing plan, but how do I do it? Well, my number one tip is you need to have 3 components when you ask someone for a facial or to share the marketing plan. And the first thing is you need to have a challenge. So your challenge this month is you need to do at least 9 faces. Now, I know you can do more, okay? So if you're an overachiever, let's do 9 faces in the next 9 days, okay?
Does that mean that your partner, if you participate in this challenge, then will get sex 9 times that month because you need to do 9 faces? Or steak 9 times? Or something else 9 times?
So, but you want to tell people, I'm so excited, I just started Mary Kay, I have my first challenge, I need to do 9 faces in the next 9 days. So why don't you just do that, 9 faces in the next 9 days? That makes it super easy. Is there any reason why you couldn't get together with me to have a free facial and to help me with my training? So the first component is you need to have a challenge. The second component is you need to have a time frame that you need to do it. So your 9 days, 9 faces in 9 days. And the third component is what's in it for me. So just for getting together with me, you can pick any product that you want under $20, half price, okay? So you can offer that as a gift because guess what? We make 50% discount on everything. So why not offer a product for half price for them getting together with you to help you with a facial? And hey, why don't you have friends? You're gonna help me reach my 9 faces in 9 days a lot quicker if you have a few friends with me or with you.
But what she describes here is not a gift. That is always so disappointing because the narrative doesn't match, in my opinion. If you help somebody out with a facial, so you're somebody's guinea pig who is very likely not trained in any of these tasks, like skincare, for example, then you can train on me. I'm your guinea pig for this, so that you can learn, and then I get a free product. That would be a gift. But to participate in this and then to be able to purchase the product for 50% off, the consultant in that case doesn't make any money. They sell it, they buy it for wholesale, they sell it for wholesale. The consultant doesn't lose money. I understand the idea behind that. But as a friend who's helping you out, that is not a gift. I don't even know if I like Mary Kay products. I don't want to pick something under 20 bucks for 50%. That is me purchasing a product that is 50% discounted. So I buy it for wholesale. That is not a gift in my world.
So that's another way to incentivize them for getting together with you. And if they say, I've already tried Mary Kay, it's broken my skin out. Guess what? Have you tried it in the last couple months? Because we just came out with new product. If they say, I don't use Mary Kay, it's okay. Try it, give me your opinion, and there's no obligation to buy anything. If they say, I don't have any money, guess what? It's fine. Let's get together. We'll have the free facial. You'll help me with my training. If they say, I don't have any time, guess what? We all have 15, 20 minutes. If you don't have an hour, let me come over during your lunch break. Let me come over just to give you a quick satin hands, satin lips treatment, and you'll still help me with my challenge. So you get it? Everybody can book a Mary Kay facial with you. So thank you for watching. I can't wait for my last video, and I'll talk to you soon.
I can't wait for the last video either. This, unfortunately, was the one practical part where you could have been able to make notes. But unfortunately, she's sprinting through that part. That is the part that could actually be helpful, actual practical tips, how to talk to potential customers, how to get potential new recruits, how to overcome objections. And unfortunately, she's just moving by really, really fast. It's like a sprint. People don't buy Mary Kay. Couldn't be because of the business opportunity or because it's a dusty, crusty MLM. No, it is because they don't like Mary Kay. It's okay, you can still try it. That would have been really important, really interesting to see how she overcomes those objections. That would have been really, really interesting. I have breakouts from Mary Kay. I don't have time. I don't have money. That should have been the basis of the training, how to overcome those objections. Maybe we're seeing that in the third part, and I cannot wait for this. So part 3 is coming very, very soon. It will be very likely the next video, and then you will see me with the same outfit, the same makeup, the same hair, and just a more reddish lipstick, if you will, because I'm going to fool you all. And also, don't offer your partner sex so that you can run your Mary Kay business. Please don't do that. That sounds very, very wrong. Offer your partner sex, have all the sex you want. I'm all here for sex, just to say the word sex again. But not that you're allowed to run your Mary Kay business. If your organization is not working out because it is so poorly organized for you to purchase the products, to make sure that you're financially stable despite doing that, booking those meetings, booking those house parties, then maybe work on the schedule and maybe work on that together with your family if that is something you want to do. But to bribe your family, your children with ice cream, I mean, that could work, right? But to give your children 10% of the money you made and to offer your spouse sex so that you're allowed to do that, I find that very, very wrong. You don't need to bribe your partner or your children into doing something that allegedly is making you money and is allegedly a business, is allegedly your job. I find that very, very toxic and very wrong. Just have sex. Don't connect that to the frickin' business. This was part 2. I have yet again not made any notes. Let's see if that changes in part 3. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel out a lot. If you would like to comment something, feel free to do that in the comment section down below. That also helps the channel out a lot. And if you like these types of weird, sexy videos, these weird Mary Kay trainings, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!